As long as I follow my heart, I will reach my highest destiny. Hi, my name is Jordan. I'm 20 years old. This is my second year at SMC and my last semester. I'm a communications major, and I'm hoping to transfer in the fall. I just got my first acceptance letter, so that's good. I grew up in Culver City, but I live in El Segundo now, which is a very small town next to LAX, if you don't know. Not many people know. When people ask where I'm from, I usually say next to LAX, because they don't know what El Segundo is. Today I'm going to help you understand how my family, my Spanish, and my hobbies have shaped me into the person I am today. To begin, I'm going to...
Let's hold on 1 second. Go back to your quote. Will you say it again for me?
Yeah. As long as I follow my heart, I will reach my highest destiny.
And so how does that connect in?
Well, just about, like, how I'm, like, how my hobbies and, like, what I am and how I grew up, I'm following, like, my goals and the person I want to become.
There you go. Okay, good. So even if we didn't say it particularly right after the attention getter, unless you did, and I didn't.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I was just gonna talk about it like at the end.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We'll resonate with it, but so if we started with the quote, which I like, and then you told us a little. Some of your detail, which was fun, then what you could do is you could work it into your thesis, because that's how you just described it, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you try to explain that real quick as your with your thesis?
So I could say, like, today I'm going to help you understand how my Spanish, my family, my hobbies have been like a standing of how I follow my goals and how I'm going to become the person I want to be one day. Yes. To begin, I'm going to talk about how I became bilingual so you can all get to know me better. I'm going to be talking about an exchange program I went on and an immersion school I went to. I went to an immersion school from kindergarten to 5th grade where everything was taught in Spanish instead of English, so my math, my history, my science was all taught in Spanish. And then when I was going into 5th grade, I was sent on an exchange program to Guadalajara, Mexico for a month, where I lived with a host family, and I went to school there. And through my Spanish, that's a big part of my life. It's always been a part of my life and who I am and what I want to be. I want to minor in it one day. And so now I'm going to be talking about my family so you can all get to know me better. And I'm going to be talking about my mom and my dad. My mom, Carmen, she works in the fashion industry for a company called LF Stores. She's worked there for 29 years. And then my dad, Steve, he works in the movie industry with movie displays and works with companies such as Fox. And he also works from home a lot, so he's able to have free time and he goes surfing a lot. That's something that he likes to do. And through my parents, I've really learned to be hardworking and independent, but also creative and adventurous. Now that I talked about my family, I'm going to talk a little bit about my hobbies so you all get to know me better. I'm mainly going to be talking about swimming and cooking. And so swimming has always been something that I've loved to do since I was a little kid. Like, since my dad's a surfer, I've always been in the water, in the pool, in the ocean. So it's something that I enjoy doing to kind of forget about things. And when I get into the water, I feel like I'm in my own world and nothing's like, all my like problems just kind of fade away. And then for cooking, that's one of my new hobbies that I've found recently. And it's something that I enjoy doing because it's something that I look forward to at the end of the day, and I love food, so it's really nice making food. And my dad, he always says that my food's better than my recipes. He likes my recipes better. So now I'm going to wrap up this speech by, hopefully you got to know me a little better through my Spanish, my family, and my hobbies. And going back to my quote from earlier, as long as I follow my heart, I'll reach my highest destiny. I found it on like a YouTube video, and when I saw it, it was very powerful, and I thought that like I could really connect to it. And I feel like at the end of the day, it's so important to do, like, no matter what anyone else says, it's important to follow what you know what's best for yourself, and that's the most important thing to do.